Johan, a managing director at Global CIO Office. He's joining us right now on the phone line from Singapore. Johan, thanks very much for taking out the time. Are you witnessing, or are you also optimistic about the fact that the number of new cases that have been reported are starting to peter off? There is a possibility of a vaccine that's going to get tested in September. Johnson & Johnson has said they've identified a key ingredient for the vaccine. All of these factors, does that put you at even a slight amount of ease?
Well, I think I'd be on the much more cautious side. I think if you look at all of the work that's been done, modeling how this thing progresses, we are reaching the peak in some markets, some countries, not markets, and you should expect it to come down almost as fast as it went up. The issue is not quite that. The issue is there's quite a few countries and regions where you really don't know precisely where in the development of the contagion and the spread they are, and some of these can be quite significant still. In the U.S., for example, we know Los Angeles is still on the way up. There's quite a few. I don't want to mention any particular other ones by name. Likewise, the notion that a receding infection count is somehow going to sort of turn the economy, I think is misplaced. I think we need to be really careful to not equate it too closely. I think what has happened in markets has been a massive deleveraging and a destruction of investor appetite, and that we should be sort of thankful basically for something of a plateauing out. It gives you opportunity now to sort of rejig your portfolio, but from an economic point of view, we're at the beginning, we're not close to the end.
Johan, in light of that, do you feel that this risk-off sentiment for equities will continue for some more time to come? And where again because money has to find its place somewhere, and as of now, it's going into the king dollar. Do you feel that there could be a possibility of the risk-on trade coming back in at any particular time soon, or this is going to take some time till we finally know that the health crisis is coming to an end?
Well, I think the way to view this playing out is to understand that a very large proportion of the downdraft in markets was to do perhaps not necessarily directly with the view on, say, earnings or economic growth. It was a very, very severe liquidity and volatility contraction. Right, so quite a few, in fact, probably a large proportion of what you've seen was the destruction of leverage structures and forced selling. Now, once you've been margin called and you've sold, that money doesn't come back. So that leaves something of a vacuum, and we've seen this in the volumes in some of the markets. It's a bit on the tepid side. So you wouldn't think that there's just people that have left the space and are sitting on the sidelines waiting to come back. They are out. And what was different in this time compared to the previous shock we had with Lehman was this time it started in the middle of the treasury markets, funding markets, and that's why the dollar was so strong for a while. There was a lurch towards dollars because of funding constraints inside of the U.S. Treasury space, inside of the repo market, and that spread globally, and then that's why you saw the Fed come in very, very aggressively, because that's their role as the lender of last resort. So again, I would say, look, you will have, we saw this in 08, 09, you see periods of, relative stability, but the adjustment process is not just as simple as, moving cash out of the market and then back in later. There's all sorts of structural features that have now essentially been triggered that will take it some time to heal. What is good is that you are starting to see some of the analysts. You're also starting to see some of the institutional investors, the ones with patience and unlevered capital, looking to deploy. And you can see it, for example, in the new issuance market in fixed income. The last week, there's been a huge amount of new issuance, almost record volumes, which shows you there is interest at these levels. What I would caution is to say that sort of to signal the all clear on the back of a few good days and positive data points.
Got that. Johan, quick comments coming there from Johan. Thank you so much for taking out the time and speaking with us this morning, and stay safe.
Yes, you too. Thank you for your time.